I am the Game Village Chief. Introduction. www.zhaozuiyuan.com. Where is this? I want to go home. I'm so hungry. You can roll the dice for me. I can't change a man to. What's your use? https://www.zhaozuiyuan.com. Chapter 1. I want to kill the system. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, where is this? What happened? Zhang Jinlong looked around and murmured to himself. Just now, while watching TV, I was filled with memes stealing chickens in the courtyard. Silly Zhu automatically took the blame and just said, if I have a system to go to the courtyard, I'll strangle memes first. Just as I finished saying this, I heard the system starting up. The transmission has started, please be patient and wait. I saw a white light enveloping me. About 10 seconds, or maybe 20 seconds later, the white light disappears. The originally happy half lying on the double sofa, drinking the fat house happy water, inexplicably appears on the Gobi Desert. Zhang Jinlong looked at the pebbles and sand under his feet, then at the layer of light film surrounding him. He extended his fingers and poked it. The soft light film was very tough and could not be broken by his fingers. You come out of the system. Where is this? Send me back quickly. I just complained while watching TV and don't want to play in a courtyard house. There isn't a good person there, and I'll be tricked to death by them. I can't bear it anymore. I am not a match for those beasts in the courtyard. Zhang Jinlong turned around and couldn't find any object representing the system. Hello user, our system has just taken you through time and there is insufficient energy. We urgently need to replenish the energy and are unable to take you back at this time. Please be patient and wait. The milk-flavored and cute lowly voice instantly shattered Zhang Jinlong's thoughts. Wokeo, I can't go back. I called you a slut, I called you a slut. I raised my hand and gave myself 2 small mouths. I can't watch TV honestly, can't I? I must complain. It's over now, I can't go back. You come out of the system, let's have a good chat. You come up with a way to get me back, and I'll treat you to roast duck. We don't want any pancakes or scallions, that's the way poor people eat. Can we just eat ducks? Hearing the opportunity to go back, I started tempting the system. User, I just told you that there is insufficient energy, why don't you believe it? When you have enough energy, you can go back. Don't disturb me anymore and absorb energy, replied cute Luolian. Okay, you are the biggest in the system. Zhang Jinlong looked around and saw a wild thicket of trees that Ping didn't know in the distance, covered in broken stones and sand. Sitting on the ground, staring at the distance in a daze, when can I go back? Lying down, sitting down, constantly changing positions, waiting for the system to charge up and send itself back. Gollum, a strong cry came from the stomach. It's been 5 hours yet, isn't it okay? I'm so hungry. Hello, is there anything to eat in the system? It's so hungry. Zhang Jinlong rubbed the belly of a 7-month-old pregnant woman. No, I don't eat. The electricity and nuclear energy used in this system can be used in most forms of energy in the universe, but I don't have to eat food like carbon-based organisms. Think of a way, it's not good for you to starve me to death. You still need to find someone new, Zhang Jinlong said with a hint of pleading in his tone. How about you close this broken shield and I'll go outside and see if there's anything to eat. The lowly sound of the system instantly became serious, warning users to leave the protective cover of the system, and in case of accidental death, the system cover is not responsible. Upon hearing that there was still a risk of losing his old life while going out, Zhang immediately dispelled the idea of going out. However, there was nothing to eat or drink here, and going out was also at risk of losing his old life. What should be done? This system is so useless, it seems like she was beaten to death. As long as I can go back this time, whether it's watching movies or TV in the future, I will definitely keep my mouth shut and not complain. Woo-woo, I'm so hungry and thirsty. Fatty people can't help but feel hungry. It's getting dark, and there are rustling sounds coming from all around. Lying on the ground, Zhang Jinlong looked bored at the stars. Hey, when will you be able to absorb enough energy from the system? Can you find a way to get me something to eat first and transfer half a bowl of instant noodles from my coffee table? Zhang Fatty, who is so hungry and sweating hard, doesn't even know what to say. The second system can use genuine fragrance. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, with a thud and thud, the distant bushes made a loud noise, waking up Zhang Jinlong, who was sleeping soundly inside the protective cover. When he opened his eyes, he saw a thin and weak fox running past with a mouse in its mouth. Zhang, who was starving with a growling stomach, fell asleep last night without realizing it. It was already dawn when he opened his eyes. After sleeping for a while, I only felt even hungrier. Is the system ready? When can we go home? The chubby man sitting cross-legged lazily asked. Speaking of the system, what are your functions? We've known each other for a day now. Whispering, listen up. This system is the Game Master server created by the greatest level 9 civilization in all universes, and it is also a growth-oriented game. It's your luck to be able to bind with you. Cute and adorable Luolian surprisingly heard her proud tone. Damn it, you still look impressive when you get me to this place where birds don't poop. It turns out to be just a game console, but it still has no energy and can't be used. What are you so arrogant about? Hey, my blood sugar is low, think of a way to get something to eat. You are a powerful person of level 9 civilization. Can't you handle such a small matter? A mantu is also good, it's really hungry. The tone of voice can't help but take a hint of pleading. Okay, for the sake of you begging me, let's first create game characters. It was agreed that due to insufficient energy, we cannot currently establish a beginner's village, and the created characters cannot be teleported. The character creation is underway, please wait. The character creation is successful. As soon as Luolin finished speaking, she saw a hint of blue light rising from the protective shield. On the 18th floor of a residential area in Beijing, Earth, a scruffy man wearing glasses suddenly slid down from his computer chair and stepped back to the wall. His hands ran around in front of him, taking off his glasses and putting them on again. Suddenly, he covered his mouth and giggled foolishly, tears streaming down unconsciously. Finally, Laozi's system has arrived. He put on his glasses and carefully began to look at the frequently seen game panel that suddenly appeared in the game. I'll go, it's so rudimentary. There's only one person with their own image in the middle of the rectangular frame, and there's nothing else, not everything else. There's a book image in the bottom left corner, and after watching for about 3 seconds, the book brush opens and expands, occupying half of the entire panel. It says Daily Task 1, submit a bucket of instant noodles. The task cannot be completed and can be cancelled. After cancellation, new tasks cannot be picked up for 1 hour. In the Gobi Desert, Zhang Jinlong foolishly watched as a hint of blue light shot up into the sky. That's it. Show me this system, what's the use of it? It can't be eaten, it's so hungry. The fat man, who was so hungry that he felt dizzy, was extremely dissatisfied. Hee, don't worry, insufficient energy can only activate one game character. When he adapts, you can post tasks to him and ask him to submit food. Then you will have something to eat, won't you? Well, having a hope is better than not having it. As a game user, what exactly is your system attached to me for? Let me figure it out. Zhang Jinlong sat cross-legged on the ground and began to inquire about the intention of the game server attached to him. It wasn't until the system spoke that he understood that he was a novice village chief with planning, art, copywriting, and promotion. In short, this game is all for himself, and he is still an all-rounder employee without salary. Without money, he works for nothing. His 996 job was already miserable, and he started at 0 o'clock. The next day, he finished work at 0 o'clock with no salary. As long as you can grit your teeth and endure it when you go home. Since we have done it, we must work hard. Now that we have a player, we must not let him run away. We must make him the liver emperor. Since it's planning, let's start designing the game. The game panel must have everything, and we need to fully leverage the advantages of our 20-year-old gamers. That's why the game panel emerged. First, design one for yourself characters. Zhang Jinlong Strength 7 is set to 10 for adult spiritual Qi 0 physical strength 8 Dingli 5 body method 6 well, divorced single individuals have extremely poor abnormal human attributes. Since their wife cheated on a middle school classmate 2 years ago and divorced, middle-aged men have been deeply affected and have started a happy and self-destructive home life. Weight climbs up the stairs layer by layer, and the increase in weight is visible to the naked eye like blowing a balloon. After designing the extremely simple character attribute panel, the daily tasks are like a bowl of instant noodles, waiting for the first player in the game to hand them over. Earth, the guy on the 18th floor of a residential area in Beijing who has his own attribute panel, saw a bowl of instant noodles handed in for daily tasks and couldn't help but fall into deep suspicion. What, you want instant noodles, you want ham sausages, don't you? The best side dish for instant noodles is Lao Ten pickled vegetables. Poured boiling water into the old pot of pickled Chinese cabbage beef noodles that had been kept in the kitchen for several months. After inserting the fork into the bucket of noodles, I couldn't take my eyes off. After watching it for 5 minutes, nothing happened. I got up and went to the bathroom to drain water. When I came back, I stood in front of the door. Where is the old jar of pickled Chinese cabbage beef noodles I put on the glass tea table just now? Rubbing my eyes and looking carefully, it's really gone. Excitedly, I punched. Yes, Su Daqiang is going to be amazing this time. Wahahaha. My system is working, and when I'm done with it, I'll step on everything I used to look down upon before. In the Gobi Desert, after designing a simple panel, Fatty Zhang sat on the ground in a daze. Suddenly, his legs were hot. He looked down, and a bowl of old pickled Chinese cabbage beef noodles spilled on his legs. I'm going, where did I come from? I didn't see it. That player really managed to bring instant noodles over. Ha ha ha, I can't starve to death now. Quickly pick up the instant noodles that have been sprinkled with half of the soup, and let's snore and eat them. It seems like I'm not full, so I'll post another task and have another bowl. Hee, when there are more players in the future, they will eat one bowl of instant noodles and pour out another bowl, which is so bold. Ha! My system allows players to submit instant noodles, so they won't have to worry about food and drink in the future. The system can be used with genuine fragrance. Chapter 3. Where exactly is this? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, Zhang Jinlong, who snored and finished his instant noodles, sat bored inside his passport, which emitted a light blue light. I was eager to go out and take a look a few times, but when I thought about the dog system's irresponsible words about going out and dying, I quietly dispelled the idea. I'm afraid of death, there's nothing I can do. After you come out of the system, let's chat and leave me here alone. It's so boring. After sitting for a while and feeling tired from standing, I took the initiative to start chatting with the system. Where exactly is this? I haven't seen anyone for a whole day. Novice hosts are advised to explore on their own, which can tell you whether it is here or Earth, and the specific location can be assigned to future end players for missions. The cute lowly sound of the dog system only gave a completely useless answer after a few minutes. I'll go, what's the use of this answer? Looking around at the uninhabited Gobi Desert, apart from the gravel, sand, and the unknown bushes not far away, there was nothing else. Even the bald fox I saw in the morning didn't know it had run inside. The bored novice village chief decided to start taking a nap. I slept until dawn last night without a computer or phone, and now I'm really not tired. Cute system, I'm really bored now. Let's talk about it. When I was bored to the point, I decided to start harassing this uninvited bullshit system. I said, you're not bothering me. I need to fully absorb energy now. If you have nothing to do, you can send some characters to the players and see what they are doing. Don't disturb me easily in the future. After you have enough energy, you can go home. Aren't you always shouting to go back? Finally, Luolian gave some bad news. You can see what the players are doing. Yes, you can see what your only player is doing. Don't post 2 rare missions to scare him away. The second daily task can now be completed. Daily Task 2. Submit a can of Coca-Cola with notes. It needs to be cool. Su Daqiang, a novice player on the 18th floor of a residential area in Beijing. Seeing that the old jar of pickled Chinese cabbage beef noodles on his glass tea table disappeared, he giggled for half an hour and didn't see the new task, so he was afraid. Isn't the task supposed to be one after another? Why hasn't the second task been released in half an hour? Puff, Su Daqiang took a sip of Kangshifu black tea and sprayed it directly onto the phone screen. The first task is to make instant noodles, and now the second task is to have cola. Is your system a foodie? I feel like you're hungry and thirsty. Do you want a can of Red Bull if you're tired? These are all easy to say. What if I post a task to submit to a little sister in the future? Are you really looking for a luxurious 4th floor private room? I feel like my system is a bit off-center. It's so difficult. Just as Su Daqiang lowered his head and lit his cigarette, the icy canned cola disappeared. Daily Task 3. Take a 10-minute walk. I'll go. Luckily I didn't submit it to the little sister. It's okay. Get up, walk to the door, put on your shoes, and go downstairs. Take a 10-minute walk for daily tasks. Just as Su Daqiang went downstairs to complete the task. Our novice village chief finally knows how to watch players. Extend and widen the character panel in front of you with both hands, click on the management icon in the lower right corner, and the character panel light screen will instantly turn into a white panel. Above, there is only one player's name alone, Su Daqiang. I reached out and clicked on Su Daqiang's name, and the light screen flickered. A few seconds later, an internal transformation of the building appeared. A disheveled otaku image appears on the screen, which appears to be a single otaku dog. Unremarkable. Ha ha ha. Watching this messy otaku strolling leisurely on the main road, Zhang Jinlong couldn't help but feel happy. See how I will mess with you in the future. How can a game player who has become my old Zhang torture you? Woo woo, it's so tiring. This broken system is really not something. Just go for a walk. Running for 10 minutes is exhausting. You can understand buying a bottle of water and cleaning small advertisements on street lamp posts. It's also okay to take the number 300 bus around the 3rd Ring Road. I can understand the Beijing Evening News on the day I submitted it, but I asked myself to speak to a stranger on Wangfujing Street. I've liked you for a long time, and I want to marry you as my wife. What's going on? I was so good at the time, but luckily I was smart and ran away before the other person realized it. Next time I have this task, I won't be killed, will I? Su Daqiang dragged his exhausted body back home, lying on the sofa silently looking at the ceiling, recalling the afternoon's ups and downs. The more he thought about it, the more he felt something was wrong, and he felt like something was missing. Forget it, I don't want to. Just as Su Daqiang finished his task in the afternoon, Zhang Jinlong, who was quietly peeking at the screen, grinned, especially when he said to a stranger in Wangfujing, I've liked you for a long time, I want to marry you. Seeing the girl's inexplicable gaze, he was pleasantly surprised and embarrassed, and his face kept changing. When the 3 girlfriends next to him covered their mouths and laughed, their shoulders trembling, and their thighs turned red. Seeing Su Daqiang's desperate and embarrassed appearance, he laughed and rolled inside the protective cover. I suddenly felt that all the reality shows I had watched before were no longer funny, and it was still interesting to see this kind of awkward situation for ordinary people. Zhaozuiyuan.com. Just as Su Daqiang kept completing these daily tasks, Zhang Jinlong, who has been bored from eating and drinking, has finally completed the design of his attribute panel. On the left and top of the panel are equipment columns, and below are 10 skill columns. However, now it is empty and there is nothing left. There are 11 books on the left side of the skill column, and clicking on them is the task. On the right side of the panel are 2 rows of storage compartments. There are 5 in each row, totaling 2 rows. But now it's all gray and there's a small lock on it. Ding! Zhang Jinlong opened his own management panel. Alright, just like the player's 1 cent, there is a book flipping icon in the upper right corner. After clicking on it, he enters his unique management program. 1 Player 1, Su Daqiang Energy 3, looking alone, a player feels like crying without tears. System, you come out. It's been 10 days, and the energy you've absorbed is not enough for the second player to use. Zhang Village Chief finally couldn't help but start asking the system for players. You're silly, didn't you see that the energy is only 615 points? Your basic material universe has sufficient energy. By making this 615-point energy into an energy absorption panel, it can double every day. The energy is now used, and the development speed will slow down when the base decreases. Cute Luolian is a bit reluctant. I'll go, I can still hear some humanization in the tone of the system. After several rounds of bargaining, take out 115 points of energy to develop new players. The task panel uses 1 energy point, and the storage compartments for other equipment and skills will not be open to players for now. Each player can release 9 energy points and keep them for later unlocking. Clap your hands and happily decide. Being extremely idle and bored, I twisted my waist and lifted my buttocks, pointing to the sky with my right hand. A hint of blue light shot up into the sky. Little baby, I have another 10 players. 19 more plump little lambs are delivered to my mouth, so much to look forward to. Chapter 4. The new lamb enters the circle. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, little Lizzie, what are you doing? What's wrong when you fall asleep? The delivery shop owner pushed me to sit at the door, daydreaming about the delivery guy. Don't play games too late at night, earn more money, and marry a wife to live a peaceful life. It's true that you're playing games in the hide, and when the merchants shut down the server, you have nothing. The old board silently lit a cigarette, reminiscing about his lost youth. I miss the days when I spent the night scrolling through miracles with my college brothers. Mr. Lee, born in 1981, is a pure 80s generation. All the way from Little Overlord, arcade, and internet cafe to now, I have been obsessed with games in elementary and middle school until my dad couldn't bear it anymore. He pulled out his 7 wolves from his waist and gave them a satisfying output. Xiao Li, who was playing at the time, was admitted to the hospital ward. Even when he was screaming, his mom didn't even bother to play, and he knew he had made his parents really sad. On the hospital bed, I gritted my teeth and swore to myself that I would definitely get into a good university, so that my mother wouldn't be sad anymore. Hard work pays off. Xiao Li, who had given up his gaming addiction, successfully entered high school and then a 2-tier university in Beijing. In college, he lost control of his parents and regained his freedom. He started playing with his roommates in popular internet cafes such as StarCraft, Red Alert, and Anti-Terror Elite. The kimchi game that later emerged made people stay up all night, barely passing each level with the help of make.up exams. After graduating from university, I naturally couldn't find a suitable job in the capital and returned to the small county where I was born, feeling disheartened. It was getting dark, and with a loud bang, Mr. Lee, who had locked the anti-theft door, rode onto his Emma electric donkey and prepared to return to his relocated house for dinner. Thanks to the good policy of the party, my village was demolished 10 years ago and divided into 4 houses. I live in the same building as my parents' house, facing the same unit. Hehe, the main purpose is to have a meal every day and to have my mom take care of the children. As for the remaining 2 houses, they are naturally rented out for rent. The beneficiaries of the demolition in the expansion of big cities are so carefree, which makes children born in rural areas envious. It's almost 7 o'clock when I got home, and the daughter.in.law who works in the street office is chatting with my mom. Naturally, my dad is watching the local news every day. After washing my face, I just picked up a cigarette and wanted to light it up. Suddenly, I felt a murderous aura coming and had to pick up a lighter to go to the balcony with a click. He lit the red tower in his mouth and took a beautiful sip. As soon as I looked up, I saw a blue light rushing towards me. With a frightened sound from Boss Lee, "What's wrong, what's wrong?" Mom quickly asked with concern. The right hand holding the lighter couldn't help but tremble. "Wokeo, I have a system now." Looking at the semi-transparent character panel in front of me, my heart is filled with joy but unable to express it to others. I'll go, this panel has nothing but daily tasks, it's a semi-finished product. Daily Task 1. Submit a box of cigarettes. Is there still such a task? At the same time and in different locations, 9 lucky or unlucky individuals also obtained the game client terminal issued by our village chief Zhang. At the same time, various bizarre tasks appeared on the task panel, such as taking a breath and farting, shouting, "I love you," in the air, all of which were trivial matters. The most terrifying thing was jogging for 5 kilometers, which took the lives of this group of sub-healthy people. None of the 10 people could complete it. Breathing and sweating, the little fairy clung her hands to her knees and cursed in her heart. What a damn task, I was exhausted. The first bag of cookies and a bottle of water task was so good, even a square dance with a cat and a dog. Finally, a slow jog for 5 kilometers would cost me my own life. Listening to the uncontrollable laughter from my cohabiting best friend next to me, 2 murderous gazes shot out. "Yuyo, it's already past 9 o'clock. Let's go take a shower and sleep, it's going to delay my beauty sleep." My best friend held the little fairy's arm and shook it. The little fairy, who was lying in bed after taking a shower and watching TV dramas, was so excited that she sat up, didn't she? Based on my gaming experience, no matter what task is completed, I have to give some task items. My stingy system doesn't give me anything. I didn't even give any experience. When I opened the character panel, I immediately threw out the water cup in my hand. "Wokeo, don't you have an experience bar?" Zhang, who was peeking at the fairy on the screen, slapped his forehead and said, "I feel like there's something missing." It turns out that there's no experience bar set for players, and there are no other rewards for completing tasks. Turns out I've been cheating on players for free. Turning his gaze to the first player, Su Daqiang, he saw this young man slowly running around the street in the community. Oh, not bad. It's much stronger than those 10 newly developed rookies. After running about 3 kilometers, Su Daqiang cancelled the task. He walked to the entrance of the community and bought a bottle of Farmer's 3 Fists, which was a bit sweet. He just took a sip and sprayed it out. The system finally gave me an experience bar. Was the first half of the month a test for me? Just as 11 players were overjoyed, Zhang Village Chief began to upgrade his experience settings in order to make the game more rational. Brooklyn, New York City, New York, United States. Black guy Mike tossed and turned, unable to sleep. The panel that appeared in front of me tonight seems to be similar to the one in the game, but unfortunately I don't know the Chinese characters and what the words inside mean. Make sure to ask the high school classmates from Huaxia tomorrow. Where is a Chinese tutoring class? Ah, the sun is shining brightly, and a new day has begun. My game Little Lamb, look for Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. Hurry up and work hard. System, call system, when will you save up enough energy to send me home? Zhang, who woke up naturally, started harassing the system. User, why are you in such a hurry? We promised to send you home within 100 years, puff, a sip of Coca-Cola sprayed out right from the nose, and the bones of the old man had rotted away in 100 years. After a detailed inquiry, it was discovered that returning not only requires energy, but also the establishment of a teleportation array. The cross-space teleportation array can only be returned by upgrading to the main city level, and upgrading to the main city requires a step-by-step process, including novice villages, towns, counties, prefectures, provincial capitals, and ultimately the main city. Look at your pitiful 11 little players, when can they get to the main city? Novice village requires 100 people, the town needs 1,000 people, the county town needs 10,000 people, the capital city needs 100,000 people, the provincial capital needs 1 million, the main city needs 10 million. How despairing. Do you want to build a metropolis with millions of people here? Now I don't even know if there is anyone here. Where exactly is this place? Let me see a creature from this space. I've only seen a bald fox for so long, and it's impossible to determine the timeline from this animal. A creature will not change its obvious appearance for tens or even hundreds of thousands of years. I really want to see someone. There should be someone here, right? If we bring in 10 million people from there, roar, and think about it, something big will happen. Look at the management panel, wow. A lot of energy, I'm getting rich now. Unconsciously, there are tens of thousands. Pick up a stone and swipe it on the ground. Hey, no matter how many people there are before reaching the town level, it's useless. It's not included in the calculation. What is needed most now are blacksmiths, carpenters, tailors, grocery stores, and taverns. Chapter 5. A Small Goal. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, I have a small goal, not 100 million, let alone 998. I just want to establish a beginner's village where blacksmiths can craft weapons, tailors can sew clothes, small taverns can have 2 sips, and most importantly, I need 100 players to brag and fart with me. Have a small barbecue in the evening, drink beer and enjoy the breeze together until dawn. Pooh, it smells really bad. Throw a large bowl of noodles filled with fresh feces far away, but it's not really far away. It's estimated to be only 20 meters long. If you add more, there won't be any price increase. 1 bowl is even more than 2 bowls. Looking around, there was no one, and there were no living creatures in the vicinity for a few kilometers. Since I saw that bald fox snatching a mouse from a nearby tree half a month ago, I haven't seen any living creatures for the rest of the time. Speaking of which, is there anyone here? After the smell emitted by oneself dissipates. Take out a bottle of Master Kang's mineral water and drink it in your mouth, then slowly spit it out and suck your hands. Shake it and dry it with toilet paper, unscrew the bottle cap, and hold 2 liters of large cola in both hands and pour it all in one gulp. Ma Dan, we're all cookies, instant noodles, ham sausages. How about a plate of lamb and scallion dumplings? I'm craving stewed meat. I instantly felt that the little raccoon in my hand was no longer fragrant. Eat and sleep, sleep and eat. While sleeping soundly, I was awakened by the sound of horse hooves. As soon as I sat up, there was a loud thud coming from behind, which instantly made my hair stand on end. Wokeo, being touched by someone doesn't even know. Fortunately, I was afraid of death and didn't dare to go out. I must have fed the wolves while I was sleeping. Okay, I admit that I would have fed the wolves even if I didn't sleep during the day. If I met 3 or 5 wolves, I would have died with them. I was bitten to death by the wolves, and the wolves were stretched to death by my own fat. Squatting down to the edge of the protective cover and looking outside, there is a horse not far away bowing its head and arching something. It's great to have a saddle on the back and a reins on the head. This proves that there are people here who have a bad history and don't know when they appeared on the saddle. In short, it's good news. Just as Zhang, the village chief, was lost in thought, a creature on the ground moved and the horse even lay down and let the other person climb up. Good horse, really spiritual. The other party didn't climb onto the horse, but stared at the protective cover in a daze. Zhang, the village chief, saw the other party dumbfounded and casually took out half a bottle of Master Kong from the food team, throwing it over. The half bottle of water drew a beautiful arc and fell 2 meters away from the other party. The other person was stunned when they saw the water bottle thrown over. After seeing a transparent bottle filled with water, they pounced and picked it up, then poured it into their mouth. However, the bottle didn't come out of the water even when it was upside down. They were so anxious that they screamed and bit it twice without opening it. They then took out a small knife from behind and poked it into the bottle, and when the water came out, they put it to their mouth to suck. Seeing the other person kneeling and drinking water completely relieved my heart. The other person turned out to be a human, just wearing animal fur, which made me worried that the other person was an orc or something. Watching the other person finish drinking water and still shaking the empty bottle, they casually took a full bottle of Sprite and threw it out. The other party saw the bottle thrown over and gained experience this time. They directly used a knife to pierce the bottle and started drinking. The other party, who had not tried carbonated drinks before, choked and flowed out of their nostrils. Seeing the other person's appearance made village chief Zhang giggle with joy. Watching the other person gasp for breath after finishing a 2-liter bottle of Sprite, they tore open a large bag of cookies and threw it outside the protective cover. Hey, come here, there's something to eat. If the other person doesn't understand, just wave. Now the other person understands and slowly crawls over. Picked up the food on the ground and wolfed it down. I choked on the dry cookies and took 2 more sips of Sprite Smooth. Lying there for a full minute before regaining his strength, he knelt down on the ground and knocked his head 3 times. Hey, where are you from? How far is it from the city? Finally, when you meet someone, be sure to ask for some information you need. After speaking, he kowtowed 3 more heads. I wipe it, I don't understand what to do. It's quite urgent to wait online. Oh, I forgot we have a system. The call system did not respond 3 times. It's okay, the traveler has a quick mind, just post the task. Urgent Task 1. Submit paper and pen in less than 3 seconds, the ballpoint pen with a cartoon robot cat at the top and the A4 copy paper behind the fingers appeared in front of me. I picked up the paper and brush and wrote down the questions I wanted to know, forming a ball and throwing it in front of the other person. The other party picked up the paper ball and opened it, revealing an awkward expression on their dirty face. What should I do if the other person doesn't know how to read? Zhang, the village chief, was so angry that he fell to the ground, his legs kicking wildly in the air, and his mouth making a loud sound. The other party was scared and kowtowed again. Wachow Lu, there's no way to deal with your kowtow beetle. I will definitely beat you up when I have the chance in the future. The 2 people who were unable to communicate were staring blankly, and in the circle, they lay on their sides in a false sleep with their buttocks facing each other. Out of sight, out of mind. Outside the circle, he knelt on the ground in a daze, watching the fairy inside ignore him and secretly reached out to touch the protective cover. Soft and elastic yet unable to pierce, curled up to rest when tired from kneeling. The horse not far away walked happily to the bushes to eat. It was getting dark, and a few uncontrollable expressions of joy appeared on the dirty face of the guy lying on the ground. He, on the desperate path of being chased and run, he unexpectedly encountered a fairy to rescue him. Brooklyn Black Delivery Guys home. Hey Mike, quickly put down your Chinese book. Can you still live in China this generation? Dean, who came to play at the neighbor's house, snatched the book from his hand and bought it. Zhaoshuyuan.com, hey, give it to me quickly, I'm in big use. Mike snatched it back. Hey, listen to Dean, I'm getting angry. Oh, well then, I wish you could get into a Chinese university as soon as possible. I'm leaving, you learn slowly, I'm leaving. He, go to bed and wake up early, exercise, strengthen muscles, and prevent beating. The strange sound came from the magical light blue cover, waking up the sheep leather jacket that was sleeping soundly. After waking up, he quickly knelt down and saw the chubby immortal in the circle making some strange movements. He stretched out his hands to swipe outward with food on his head, while twisting his waist and buttocks. He took 2 steps back and turned left, using his shoulders to pull his hands to do the water. After finishing, drink some water with that strange smell. Mr. Zhang is doing morning exercises every morning. Seeing the sheepskin jacket kneeling obediently and looking at the sprite in his hand, he took a few sips, twisted the bottle cap, and threw it out. I started doing the second half of the exercise again. Jumping up, alternating legs kicking the ground, punching forward with both fists and shouting, "There's rice in your pocket, girl can't lie up." The rice in your pocket is thick, girl leans up. Practice hard every day, beat Wong torn scallions. The rice in your waist is thick enough, but a pretty girl is not enough. A small target in your waist, the girl will definitely be angry. Seeing the chubby immortal jumping so high, Sheepskin Coat couldn't help but jump up with the slogan. Hee hee, practice hard every day, beat the king and tear up scallions, tired of practicing, start eating. Eat 1 cookie and 3 outside. Eating a 400g sausage inside is full, while eating 3 sausages outside is still eagerly watching. Fool, we need to find a way to drive him away early. He's too good to eat and can't afford it. I can't even go home by myself, how can I raise a dirty, smelly and edible bucket? It's mainly because I can't understand what I'm saying. If it weren't for his yellow skin, black head, and black eyes, I wouldn't have given him food if I starved to death in front of him. Chapter 6. Building a House First. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, it's been 3 days now, and that starving reincarnation guy finally got out of here. He ate all the food he had put on his face while eating. You're right, not only did he eat it, but he also fed the horse cookies in his palm. After taking a bunch of small notes given to him, he hobbled 3 times and rode away without any regard for the 4 days of feeding. Pooh, scumbag, the scumbags in sheepskin jackets have left, and life will continue. I don't know why the ham sausages pulled from the players suddenly don't smell good. The energy absorbed by the system is actually already sufficient. Only 100 people in the novice village can use it, but what is missing is various buildings and spiritual fields. I found that the system's brain is a bit disoriented, so I built a damn spiritual field in this Gobi desert. The entire uninhabited area here, not a single rabbit has seen it. Sleeping on the ground all the time is not a problem. Let's build a house first. Do whatever you say and get up. Building a house requires wood, and there is no other way around. We can only rely on earth and stone structures, and the final design is 3 small earthen houses. Wake up the system and start working. Come on, little one, let's build the house. With a wave of your hand, the ground around the protective cover began to slowly rise, and after sleeping for a while, it finally rose to 2 meters. I don't know why, but with this broken earth wall, the sense of security has greatly increased. The shield has also changed its shape, and after merging with the earth wall, it no longer displays blue light. The hollow hole in the middle has no door, and there are small windows on both sides. After building the house, I regret it again. I should have let my group of little lambs do it. I'm not using design materials, speaking of which, it's time to unlock new features for them. I'm tired of doing daily tasks every day, and they haven't benefited much from tinkering with them for so many consecutive days. Completing 10 daily tasks for 10 consecutive days can unlock 1 space in the treasure chest, once the message is sent out. Suddenly, there was a burst of cheers. Players who have completed the task are requested to prepare a personal item to expand the charging box. Hahaha. I knew that completing too many tasks would definitely bring benefits. Su Daqiang danced around in his own house and started the cha-cha dance. After finishing the dance, I became worried again and didn't know what to use as a carrier for the space box. In the end, I dug out the gold ring I used to chase my senior sister in college. The senior sister didn't catch up, and the ring was left in her hand. Finally, it came in handy this time. According to the system prompt, apply a drop of blood to the ring. The ring was placed on the coffee table and stared intently. Even though the eyelids hurt, there was no movement. Just in the blink of an eye, the ring was lost. What's wrong with lying in a groove? I saw my ring suddenly appear in the void, and it jingled and fell onto the coffee table, spinning. Su Daqiang grabbed the ring and carefully examined it. It seemed no different from before, but also a bit different. He put on the ring and put half a bottle of Master Kong on the coffee table inside. Damn it, I didn't go in. I tried several times but didn't go in, so I angrily threw the water onto the wall. Why can't we put it in? I've been thinking about it until midnight, but I still haven't figured it out. Hey Ding, the gene collection has been completed, and a pleasant voice rings in Zhang's ear. Wow, the system seems to be a bit different from before. Ding, the first building has been completed. The cute Lolita sound suddenly rings, congratulations to you, user. The first building in the novice village has been completed, and you have obtained the administrator qualification. The system binds you to the deepest soul, which cannot be uninstalled, sold, gifted, or abandoned. I made a big mistake, it turns out I was on probation before. While being slandered, the sound of Loli rang out again. Ding, the gene collection function, clone function, spiritual spring function, spiritual field function, tavern building unlocking, blacksmith shop building unlocking, tailor shop building unlocking, grocery shop building unlocking, and medical shop building unlocking for novice village players. Please gather players as soon as possible, administrator. Haha, after years of hard work, my daughter.in.law has become a grandmother, and the novice village has finally opened a system. Fill in the number of people in the novice village. Tell the newcomers that completing daily tasks 10 times a day for 10 consecutive days can unlock the storage compartment. Zhang, the village chief, issued a serious command from the novice village. Yes, administrator, task completed. Oh no, shouldn't there be a beam of blue light? This time it's gone. I used to feel uncomfortable having blue light, but now it's gone and I feel like it's missing something. Oh my, before it was you who didn't qualify as an administrator, and the energy leakage caused by the instability of the space energy channel, that led to the blue level. Now of course, it's normal and not anymore. I don't know why it made the system feel a little guilty. Okay, you're the system. Everything you say is right, and even if you're not right, listen as if it's right. System, send new tasks for players to submit seeds and agricultural tools. Gudong gudong. Today's cola is delicious, and everything is pleasing to the eye with a good mood. Is system, I really want to go out for a walk, it's stuffy to stay in the protective cover. Zhang village chief made a small request. Luo Lin is silent. Since the system doesn't agree, don't go out. Look back at all the materials that my qualifications have shown, such as cola instant noodles, ham sausage, peanuts, melon seeds, 8 treasure kanji, a small mattress, old sheets, and duck-down quilt. Hello, Boss Lee. What's going on these past few days? And I'm feeling restless. The courier Xiao Li noticed that Boss Lee was in a daze again and took a photo of the shelf. Boss Lee came to his senses. Xiao Li, you can go out and buy me some seeds later. The more varieties, the better. Boss, you live in a building, what's the use of seeds? You don't even have the land, where are you planting? Xiao Li quickly scanned the code of the goods sent by the Superior Express delivery point and placed them on the shelf, waiting for customers to pick them up. Oh, it's okay. I had a southern classmate ask me to help buy it on WeChat. Looking back, there were not many items left, so I walked to the door and took out a cigarette to light Mimi's suction. Puff, a pillar of smoke spewed out nearly a foot long in the university dormitory. Zhou Ye lay in bed, lost in thought, and suddenly kicked the upper bedboard with her delicate white feet. Dandan gave me a banana from you. In less than a minute, he took out an apple from the plastic wash basin under his bed, and in less than 10 minutes, he put 5 or 6 types of food and drinks into his bed. I'll go, yeah, you're not going to lose weight anymore. Even if you eat so much at night, you won't be afraid of getting fat. The continuous eating, drinking, and cleaning up has aroused concern for the opposite bed. It's okay, look for Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com. I've been exercising a lot lately. Zhouya's bed is filled with the sound of moans and breaths. Most of the 100 people in the game have completed today's tasks. More than a dozen veteran players have almost all unlocked the storage bar, except for the black guy Mike, who is not proficient in Chinese language, let alone Chinese characters. For Mike, it is much more difficult than going out with a gun to grab $10,000. Su Daqiang finally learned the usage of the storage compartment and burst into laughter with joy. This afternoon, while driving out to buy seeds, I saw a large bag of different plant seeds placed in the passenger seat and saw tomato seeds for daily tasks being submitted. Put the right hand with the ring into the plastic bag, and with a whoosh, all the seeds enter the ring, which is related to the task and can only be used. I completed 10 submission tasks in just 1 minute. It's so satisfying. In the novice village, village chief Zhang felt worried as he looked at the half-room of seed farming tools. At that time, I felt that there was a shortage of seeds for planting spiritual fields. All the players were given agricultural tools for submitting seeds, and I had collected too many seeds. There were only 3 lonely agricultural tools, 2 shovels and 1 sickle. Clever Mike still hasn't completed any tasks. You should not learn Chinese. Speaking of flower growers, are they so talented? 99 out of 100 people understand Chinese. Zhang, the village chief, lay under the bed unable to sleep. He looked at Mike, who had not completed a task, and felt worried. However, he didn't know that the young man in Brooklyn was even more worried. He had a heart to cry. If crying could solve the problem of Chinese, he would cry to him 30.50 times a day. Homophonic characters, polyphonic characters, and any other synonyms are so difficult. In the same world, there are all the chosen children who have received the same system. Some are happy and smiling, some are expressionless, and some are eager to cry without tears. Watching the black guy studying Chinese seriously on the computer, I couldn't help but sigh. It's difficult to get into a good university so seriously when I was in school. Chapter 7. The game is truly magical. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, I have a system that I have never mentioned before. I'm afraid others will know, so I'm so scared, hahaha. Looking at the task interface in front of me, I feel a bit crazy again. It has been over half a month now, and the first level equipment column is still empty, with no skills at all. Daily tasks require food and drink, and yesterday I asked for various vegetables and agricultural seeds. I am a high school student with a heavy workload every day, and the most important thing is that I really can't afford my pocket money. My system cheats food and drinks, except for the bizarre and crazy tasks every day. I haven't shown any ability that can make me explode. What should I do? Waiting online, it's quite urgent. Wang Peng, why haven't you come downstairs to play basketball these past few nights? A classmate from the same community sent heartfelt condolences and casually twisted open the tabletop, pouring 3 big mouthfuls with a thud. Digging a groove, you even wear a ring. Wang Peng touched his mother's gold ring in his hand and couldn't help but laugh bitterly. Completing daily tasks for 10 consecutive days could unlock the storage compartment, but unfortunately, he didn't complete it himself. Student dogs have no human rights. Looking at the guy in front of me who loves to take advantage of small things, I secretly swore that once I have the skills, I will give him a try and let him know why the flower is so red. Ding, hand in a farming tool. The originally pleasant prompt sound made the student who was smiling bitterly show a crying expression. It's not like that. As a high school student in the city, I went to find farming tools. Isn't this a deliberate attempt to make things difficult for someone? My family has 3 generations of urban household registration, and I have only seen it a few times since I was young. Isn't it nonsense to hand in agricultural tools now? Hit. Zhang, the village chief, sat outside his earthen house and read it correctly. Today, he finally walked out of the protective cover despite being intimidated by the cute system. He sat cross-legged less than a meter away from the door, with a cigarette in his left hand and melon seeds in his right hand. Soon, there was a layer of melon seed skin on the ground, and he would take another sip of cola from time to time. Ah, life is just so beautiful. Hey, how's the system energy storage going? 100 players, no problem, right? Throw the remaining crumpled melon seeds on the ground, clap your hands, and take a big sip of cola. Ding, friendly reminder, currently only 10 people are provided by genes, and the other characters who have not completed unlocking their storage backpacks did not expect them to ask for genes. The sound of the system is somewhat joyful, and it sounds much more pleasant than usual. Hey, after waiting for a month, only 10 players can enter the game. When can I save up 10 million players and establish the teleportation for the main city? It's a long and arduous journey. Hey, how about building a game website like the system? This way, it can attract more people to participate in the game and I can go home faster. Anyway, you're the administrator and I'm the game server. You can decide whatever you want, but let me tell you in advance that there are many hidden conditions for leveling up towns, and it's not just about the number of players. Hey, you said we'll bring those guys over and see what's going on later to boost our confidence. He drank the cola in his hand and threw the bottle away with a run-up. With a whoosh, a soda bottle hit the ground in the Gobi Desert, and with a gust of wind, it began to roll towards the distance. At this moment, a pleasant prompt sounded in the ears of all players, saying, "Tonight at 8 o'clock sharp, the game will open on time. Welcome players who have opened the storage compartment to enter the game." Digging trenches, isn't this my own system? It has become a game that many people can participate in. What's going on? I don't know how many people have disappointment in their hearts. I originally thought it was unique to me, but now it has become a game that many people participate in, and I feel like I lost 5 million. What's going on? There are so many things to do while playing a terrible game, but when I think of a character interface that only I can see and not even the people sitting side by side, I feel so happy. Happiness is a divine horse, happiness is something I have but you don't. At 7:30 p.m., Zhao Qinqin, the second generation in Shanghai, never went out and fooled around with his friends. He honestly ate at home, causing his mother to take a look. Seeing his son's absent-minded appearance while eating, she knew that this guy was causing trouble. If he didn't have the money to come over early and say good things, only when something happened would he be honest. Hey, giving birth to a girl is afraid of encountering a scumbag and being scammed. Giving birth to a son without taking photos and being scammed, but it's unsettling to only come back in the middle of the night after going out every day. Zhao Qinqin was silently eating his meal. When he was picking up the dishes, he saw his mother's worried eyes and quickly swallowed the food to comfort her. "Mom, don't worry, this time it's not really troublesome. It's just that I came back a few days ago too late and tired, exhausted." "No trouble," seeing her son nod, she put her heart into her stomach. "Since she's tired, go to bed early." Seeing that her son is really okay, Zhao's mother started introducing her best friend Jia's child to her son. Shenma, who is tall, beautiful, and has long legs, seems to have become the most beautiful girl in Shanghai. Scared, Zhao Qinqin quickly put down the bowl. "Mom, I ate well, I went to bed." Watching her son flee in despair, Zhao Mama shook her head. "Actually, my son doesn't have any major problems. He doesn't take drugs or gamble. Apart from going to nightclubs, everything is good except for going on blind dates." Zhao Qinqin lay on the big bed of Shimengxi in the room. Silently staring at the screen in front of me in a daze, I touched the ring on my left little finger. Doing those inexplicable daily tasks every day for a month is almost driving me crazy. Saying, "I love you," loudly to the stray dog on the street has become a joke for my friends. Every time I enter the private room of a nightclub, those guys line up and shout, "I love you," to themselves, then they all laugh in unison. The second generation of women who play together will also line up and say to themselves, "I love you," then he giggled and laughed in unison. Intuition unexpectedly caught the envy of the young companions. Just as those 10 players were getting ready to play the game, our village chief Zhang was squatting on the ground, boring and drawing circles. How boring. The system sent them a message asking them to take more clothes with them. It took less than 10 minutes to watch. Zhang village chief began preparing for the task of welcoming novice players. On the desolate Gobi Desert. A gentle breeze blew over the gravel field in front of me. Look down at the green water ghost watch on your wrist. Feeling uneasy and happy again. This is the material submitted by the wealthy second-generation young man from Shanghai. I thought they would buy a bargain online. Just like a dozen or so yuan worth of stuff on the sunset. Unexpectedly, a wealthy second-generation young man casually handed over the green water ghost watch on his wrist. Our chubby village chief was very surprised. 8 o'clock sharp. A white light flashed through the open space not far away. 10 people appeared out of thin air on the opposite ground. There are 8 men and 2 girls among them. These 10 people are all players recruited for the first and second time. The unlucky black guy Mike is still daydreaming at his home in Brooklyn. This kid is really unlucky. Until now, I still haven't learned Chinese characters. Dizziness is also stuttering. It seems that black people really don't have a natural talent for learning. I saw those newly emerged guys staring around dumbfounded. I looked down at my hands. Touch and feel on one's thighs and shoulders. There is also a young man who looks like a student. Hold a stone on the ground and daydream. Damn it, this game is so realistic. It seems like it's no different from my own world. Is this really a game? Maybe I fell asleep while sitting, dreaming. One of the clever guys. Seeing Zhang village chief leisurely munching on melon seeds not far away. Hurry and run over. Hello, may I ask if you are the village chief here? Is there anything I need to do? This guy is nodding and bowing, with a bit of a dog-like posture. I don't know how to travel back to the anti-Japanese period. Can you be a dog trader? Zhang, the village chief, returned to his 3 earthen houses. 10 agricultural tools were picked out, including 8 shovels and 2 hoes. So what? There are no special tasks for you yet. You can go farm first. Oh, don't forget. Also, dig a well. It's not possible without water here. Now it's making the guy in front of me dumbfounded. We are here to play games. How did it turn into farming again? Although your game looks quite realistic. It seems like some 3D realistic game. Which game is the first to farm? Isn't it all about leveling up against monsters? What a chicken, duck, goose. A wild deer and rabbit can also understand. What is the purpose of farming at zhaoshuyuan.com? My family has 3 generations of urban household registration. I haven't planted land since my father's generation. It's too damn sad that I should be reduced to farming in the game. While he was in a daze, there was a strong man wearing migrant worker camouflage behind him. First, pick up the iron wire and walk towards the distance. I came back halfway there. Sorry, village chief. You asked us to plant land in a neighboring stall. We don't even have water, how can we survive? Isn't this a joke? Don't worry, as long as you drive the fields well, I have a way for you to succeed. Don't forget that this is a game. It's different from your world. After finishing, I started eating the melon seeds in my hand. The melon seed peels are curved and sprayed onto the ground. At this moment, the 8 people in the distance saw them chatting with the village chief. Continuously complaining, "Can you give me a small task to level up monsters? I really don't know how to farm." Zhang village chief sneered. "Love to play, don't play role." Among them, 3 men, led by camouflage laborers and strong men, walked towards not far away. The 2 girls looked pitifully at village chief Zhang. Saying coquettishly, "Village chief, we don't need to farm anymore. Can I dance for you? I once attended a tutoring class." The village chief saw that they wanted to be lazy. Glancing at it, he turned his head and walked towards the house. "You little lambs have arrived, but I don't want to work in my territory. You don't build the novice village well. How can we upgrade to a town in the future? Do not upgrade to the main city and establish a large teleportation town. I cannot go home. Who dares to block my way home? God blocks and kills God. Say to block and kill the Buddha. Nyoer, stop and push it down before we talk. Just you tablet girl. I want to play coquettish and cute with you here. Don't even look at your flat chest. I have no attraction to this middle-aged man at all." Chapter 8. That Boy Comes Again. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, Zhang village chief leaned against the earthen wall at the entrance. Looking at the 10 fools working not far away. Players in this game are no longer capable. It's not like working hard like when I was young. It seems there's more to be done, players who like to stay up late. It's best to work for 20 hours a day. Mr. Lee from the express delivery point. Working hard in geography. Alas, I have never done any agricultural work in the first 40 years. Now surprisingly, they come to the game to hoe the fields. I'm so tired. Speaking of which, this game is done very realistically. The characters in the game are exactly the same as those in reality. Strangely, all the games I used to play had a face-pinching function. This game doesn't have a face-pinching function, and now the game panel doesn't even have your own name. The experience given by daily tasks cannot be upgraded yet. I have been playing for so long and still rank first. The otaku Sudachian picked up a broken stone on the ground and carefully observed it before his eyes. The shape, color, and weight of stones are no different from those of the earth. How real. I knew this game was not simple, and I was able to take my things off the coffee table out of thin air. It can also receive real plant seeds into the ring. It seems that the storage function of the ring is restricted. Not everything can be put in. Yu, nicknamed Little Fairy. Pick up the stones on the ground and make a pile. Watching several men working hard not far away. Show a look of wanting to cry. I just want to play a game. Although this game is quite realistic. And he didn't say a word when he entered the game. Just rushed over by the despicable fat village chief from afar. Evil to cultivate and cultivate land. It's to his mother polite. The chubby guy was leisurely eating melon seeds and drinking cola there. Staring at oneself with a coquettish expression. At this moment, how many black dots appeared on the distant horizon? After a while, it was clear that several people on horseback were running towards this place. The village chief saw those guys wearing knives in their waists. Carrying a bow and arrow on his back. I'm afraid that these 10 young sheep who haven't grown up will have accidents. Hurry to knock them off the line. Damn it, you bastard. My own player is online for the first time. They just rushed over. It's simply adding to oneself. Zhang village chief leaned against the wall of his doorstep light curtain. Staring coldly at the 5 knights who stopped 100 meters away. I saw one of the guys jump off the horse. I knocked my head 3 times first. Walking towards his small earthen house with both hands raised. Zhang, the village chief, saw them coming and rushed back into the light curtain. The guy walking towards me. Stop at a distance from Guanmu Stone and knock 3 more heads. Take out a instant noodle bag from your pocket and raise your hands to your head. Oh, it turns out that the starving ghost from last time came. Good guy, last time I ate and drank all my things. Take yourself away. A dozen or so small notes thrown out. Did you bring a few more debt collectors to eat yourself this time? Seeing the small note being dragged by the other person's hands. Wave your hand and bring the other person to the front of the protective cover. Wave your hand and drive the other person away. Put your hand outside the protective cover and take out the small note. Take a closer look at the small note with a brush and write a character on it. I wrote it with a ballpoint pen. Where is this? The answer above is Lanzhou Wei. The second note I wrote myself is, how far is this place from the city? The answer for the brush character below is 300 li. I judged from the answers on these dozen or so notes that I seem to be in the Ming dynasty. Because the term Lanzhou Guard is a military organization. This organization only appeared in the Ming dynasty. It looks like the Tianjin Guard that appeared later. These are all names inherited from the Ming dynasty. Wave your hand and summon the greedy ghost to the front. Throw out the note you just wrote. The boy ran towards a few people not far away with a note in hand. One of the people in the distance spread a large blanket on the ground. Seeing this kid run back again. Whisper and whisper. One of them is clearly very thin. After tying the note in the boy's hand, he took off a small bundle from his horse and placed it on the carpet. Unzip the bundle and take out a brush from it. I licked the brush in my mouth. It's inconvenient to write on a note of paper. One of the tall and sturdy guys. Cold-legged son sat on the ground. The skinny boy put the note on his back and started writing. Seeing the performance in the distance, Zhang village chief couldn't help but laugh. It seems that the person across from you is not stupid. Surprisingly, this time we brought a scholar who could write. Crossing hundreds of miles of the Gobi Desert to meet oneself. I just don't know what they're going to do this time. Anyway, having a protective cover is very safe. In no time. The greedy ghost who came last time knocked 3 heads in front of the protective cover with a small note, and then retreated to a place more than 10 meters away from the protective cover. When the village chief reached out and brought in a small note placed by this guy in front of the protective cover. The old mother in the command room is seriously ill and requests the immortal to give her some divine medicine. Holy crap, surprisingly, they came to seek medicine. I haven't felt it for 2 years. There is no illness at all. This broken system has taken me to this world for over a month. I haven't been sick either. Don't be even less penniless, like those players asking for medicine. There is no medicine given to them. It can't be said that it can only be like a player. Publish new daily tasks. I just don't know what disease the old lady in this command room is suffering from. However, there are only a few common diseases among the elderly. Take out a paintbrush and write on the note what illness the old lady has contracted. I don't know if there is any difference in the names between past diseases and future diseases. If misdiagnosed and eaten to death. Don't blame yourself. I am not a professional doctor. Not even barefoot doctors. I don't know how to see a doctor at all. Roll the note into a ball and throw out the protective cover. The gluttonous ghost who wants to eat. Holding the note, he ran towards the distance again. At this moment, Zhang village chief is releasing new daily tasks for all his small players. Urgent tasks. Submit medication for common diseases in the elderly. At that moment, the other party came back with the note. Place the note between the protective cover and exit. Ask the village chief to bring in a note and take a look. Difficulty breathing in winter. Oh, now I understand. So it's asthma. There are also some respiratory diseases. I waited for less than 10 minutes. My own little players began to submit drugs one by one, flipping through the more than 10 drugs they had submitted. There is no one who can treat asthma. We had to release new tasks again. Submit or control asthma medication. This time it will take a bit longer. About an hour later, someone handed in the medication. Wave your hand and call the other person over. Tear a piece of paper from your diary. Write twice a day. Take 1 pill in the morning and 1 pill in the evening. Throw it out with the medicine. The other person ran back to the edge of the carpet with the medicine in hand. Look at this kid retrieving the medicine, there are 4 people on the other side of the carpet. Go to zhaozuan.com and get excited. One of them looks very tough. Take a small bundle off the horse and hand it to the greedy ghost from last time. The greedy ghost ran over with a small bundle. The bundle is placed outside the light wood. Knocked 3 heads with a thud. Looking up foolishly at myself without speaking. Zhang, the village chief, stared at him with big eyes and small eyes through the protective cover. It took a full 5 minutes to understand what it meant. Turns out this kid is craving again and wants to eat his own food. Entering the house, I picked out a large bowl of instant noodles endorsed by Jiaoling, 1 bowl topped 2 bowls. And washing dishes, old pickled Chinese cabbage noodles. Yes, it's the old jar of pickled Chinese cabbage with feet, vegetables and cigarette butts. I took 2 more bottles and threw out the Sprite that this kid loves to drink the most. The silly kid across the street laughed foolishly when he saw that he had thrown everything out. Dirty, with a clear expression of joy on his face. Take off the old sheepskin jacket you're wearing. Pick up everything and wrap it on a sheepskin jacket. Look at village chief Zhang inside the protective cover. A hint of reluctance appeared on his face. I knocked my head 3 times and turned my head and left. The 4 people across from him looked at the things he had taken back. Unexpectedly, they lined up neatly to kowtow to themselves. Only when they got far away did village chief Zhang bring in the small package outside the protective cover. Damn it, how generous. Inside the opened package. Surprisingly, there is a small gold bar and 2 sets of silver. There is also a jade pendant. Sentence: Are the people of the Ming dynasty so wealthy? A bottle of asthma medicine has been replaced with so many things. Unfortunately, I can't go back. If I could go back, this jade pendant would be worth 100,000 yuan. Oh, what a pity. Zhang, the village chief, lay on the ground bedding, constantly stroking the light green jade pendant in his hand. I laughed foolishly. I made a decision in my heart. We need to develop this world well. Let your plump little lamb make money for yourself. Hey, hey. Chapter 9. Different reactions from all parties. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, while Zhang, the village chief, was laughing foolishly with a jade pendant, 10 players were kicked off the line. Return to my own home. Su Daqiang lay in bed, slowly opening his eyes. An uncontrollable smile appeared at the corner of the mouth. Is this how this game is played? I always thought that operating characters on the light screen in front of me was like a regular game. It turned out to be a 3D realistic game. This game is so realistic. The stones picked up on the ground. The texture is completely authentic. Just like it's real. And the characters in the game are the same as themselves. Although I didn't see my face, the scar on my left back was exposed. This game is too awesome. Surprisingly, he copied his own body into the game. And the little fairy who wakes up from the bed will cry. Isn't playing games always sitting at a computer desk? Manipulating the mouse and keyboard. Command the little people inside the computer screen to chop back and forth. Experience in dealing with monsters and brushing. Combine various copies. This game goes to farm unexpectedly. And it's still farming on the Gobi Desert. There is nothing nearby except for an unknown grove of trees. I can cut the stones on the ground into a pile by myself. Then throw it far away. Which men are more miserable? Reclaiming and cultivating land in the Gobi Desert. Hey, ever since I started this game, I've been doing daily tasks like crazy, without any rewards. I also have to hand in various foods and drinks every day. I want it myself. Go sing with cats and dogs. Hiking and shoveling small advertisements. And shout out to strangers that I love you. It's really awkward. Hey, overall, this game has received positive reviews from all online players. After all, there is no such real game on Earth yet. How can one compare with such a real person who commands the little people inside through the computer screen? At this moment, Mr. Lee, who opened the express delivery point, became extremely excited. I have been playing games for 30 years. I've never seen this kind of 3D before, really. Whether it's the red and white consoles that started in elementary school, the arcade games that became popular in the 1990s, or the computer games that started around 2000 years ago. There is no such truth. Unfortunately, there is nothing in the game now. Except for the village chief's 3 small earthen houses. The seaside is full of Gobi Desert. All you can see is a nearby thicket of trees. Boss Lee opened his game interface again. See the little figure on the screen and the equipment bar on the head and left. Unfortunately, the equipment rack is empty, with nothing left. The skill bar below the character. There's nothing at all. Only the task bar on the left side of the skills bar. Occasionally post a daily task. Unfortunately, the experience given after completing daily tasks is particularly limited. This month's understanding has become a task. A grid that has not yet gained experience points. I don't know when I can upgrade in my life. At this moment, our village chief Zhang looked at his character game interface and couldn't help but regret it. How foolish were you at that time? How did you still design the equipment and skill columns? Will I still let them rub big fireballs with their hands in the future? The equipment is understandable. No matter how long the kitchen knife grows in the future, it can be called a weapon, while clothes, hats, gloves, shoes, and belts can all be used as equipment to equip them. What should I do if my skills come? There is no magic in this world either. Do you want to make some changes? Cancel the skill. Let them practice level 8 Tai Chi and Wing Chun in their own world. Come to your own gaming world then. It can be used. Regretting now is not of much use. We can only cancel them when the game is upgraded in the future. Can't sleep for a while, the inexplicable skill bar has disappeared, right? A wealthy second generation who is not on a luxurious king's bed. Just a little unhappy. Originally, I submitted the green water ghost watch myself. Surprisingly, it was worn on the wrist of that chubby village chief. The first task I took on was to submit a timing tool. Take off the watch from your wrist casually. Put it on the table in front of you to look. Who would have thought that in the blink of an eye, the watch would disappear? I have been heartbroken for a week. But when I thought about how real the game I was participating in was, the sadness of losing the watch has gone down again. Join such a great game. If the watch is gone, then it's gone. Consider it as spending money to recharge. There are more guys who have earned millions and millions of dollars playing games. I am just a watch, much less than them. Even their odds are not as good. Can the games they play compare to themselves? My own game is no different from the real world, with the breeze, air, stones, sand, and distant trees. It's like the real world. Our boss Zhang has made up his mind to establish a gaming website this time. Whispering to the system for a long time. I have decided to expand everyone's scale through the game website and attract characters from all over the world to play this game. So that my novice village can be upgraded to the main city. Be your own millionaire in the world of roses. Speaking of which, if you take back the jade pendant and gold bar here, you will become rich. Establish a small goal first. Make him 100 million. The game world is in the morning now, and the world of that group of players is in the evening. 10 players were kicked out within an hour of being online. It's only around 9 o'clock now. There are countless netizens who enjoy playing games online, some like games, and some like news. Someone likes to watch a movie or something. There is that otaku pervert who likes to watch small yellow films in Dongying. Zhao Gang is a young man who enjoys playing games. I especially enjoy playing new games. I went to my most common game recommendation website. I found a recommended location for a game on my mind, which was just released a minute ago. The game name is quite impressive. Well, this is the name of the game. Often seen without any attraction. Originally, this new hairstyle game had no reputation. Not many people can know. Take a look. It's only been online for a minute. There are not many players to know. In the attitude of giving new players a boost, I decided to give it a try and have some fun. The mouse clicked on the interface of a different world. A leak reduction website homepage has opened on the computer screen. There is a world with 3 large golden characters on it called Otherworld, and in the middle, there is a model of the Earth slowly rotating. There's nothing else left. Am I so poor when I go to this game development team? Even the homepage of the game website is so rudimentary. Except for 3 words and an icon, there is nothing fart. What are the ways to play games? What about the game introduction? Where is the game entrance? I can't find the download method even if I want to download it. Oh, there is also a game in the upper right corner with a total of 100 players. With a game played by 100 people, I am 101. Pick up the mouse and click on the Middle Earth model. Unable to connect. I clicked again. The 3 words, consciousness, above. Still unable to connect. Breaking the game, I can't even get in if I want to play. You guys are funny. Since this game was featured on the last recommendation page of the game website, there are players constantly present. Click inside and take a look. Try the gameplay of the new game. But after discovering that they couldn't click on the download link, they couldn't help but leave. There are even reports from websites. Team leader, there is a new game on our recommendation page. Many people have sent reports, but they can't find it. You can contact this game company to see if there is a problem with their server. The website maintenance team is working overtime. React like the team leader. Zhaoshuyuan.com, the group leader, who was dozing off on the table, heard his words. Quickly open the laptop screen. I found that the game that recommended noodles really couldn't be clicked. Hurry towards the superior's office. The team leader knocked on the door. Pushing open the office door, I walked into the leader's office. You have something to report to you. There is an issue with the icon of this game company, please contact them as soon as possible. On-duty manager. After careful examination, it was found that it was not signed by our own company. We recommend a partner. That is to say, this company did not obtain its own consent. Connect on your own. Command immediately. The development team will take it down. A full half hour has passed. The on-duty team leader ran over sweating profusely. The manager is not good. This game is like a piece of candy standing on our server. It can't be cleaned up. We tried again with antivirus software and found that it's not a virus. It's just that the opposite company forcibly installed it on our interface. However, there is no connection port or reserved contact information. We can't contact it. What should we do? After saying this sentence, the manager laughed angrily. A company with a market value of tens of billions cannot be eliminated. Lippy port, are you joking with me? Let's go take a look. She pushed open the door and walked out. When we arrived at the office, more than 20 people gathered around to watch the excitement. Whispering in whispers. Everyone saw the manager coming. Immediately dispersed to do one's own work. The manager stood behind the employee who was working, watching the operator sweating profusely. Look at the manager coming. Usually give up the position to the manager. The manager sat in his seat. Operate it yourself. I worked on it for half an hour, but I didn't even bother with my butt. Angry, he threw the mouse on the table and stood up. Shaoli, let's not worry about him for now. Let them handle it when he comes to work tomorrow. He angrily returned to the office. Chapter 10. Story or Accident. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ads by Google equals window. Ads by Google. Push, the next morning at exactly 10 o'clock. In the large conference room of the game recommendation website. A group of people were staring at this icon in front of their laptops in a daze. Humph, I said you guys are amazing. We didn't get this broken icon done all night yesterday. New employees who have just started working. Taunted the department manager who stayed directly last night. The colleague who heard it next to me secretly became happy. This directly made the manager on duty last night blush a bit. Okay, you go ahead. I see how strong you can be. We almost shut down the server yesterday. I don't know why. This link icon just can't be cleared. I've tested countless antivirus software, but it's not even a virus. What can I do? The duty manager quickly defended himself. The department manager sitting in the upper hand position clapped his hands. The people in the conference room quickly returned to their seats to look at the manager. I saw the manager sitting in his seat, holding a ballpoint pen and spinning around in his hand. I knew in my heart that this manager had no way to solve this matter. I was stunned for 5 minutes without anyone speaking. The manager, who had regained consciousness for a while, looked at the crowd. Knowing that these guys below are also unable to solve this matter. Then stand up and walk towards the general manager's office. We had a 20-minute meeting together. There is no one speaking. Only the first few people are facing the computer. Pointing and pointing, don't know what to do. The department manager drew a prize at the door of the general manager's office. Please enter. A majestic voice came from the office. The manager walked in and found the boss above him. Watering a pot of green apples. Mr. Zhang is not doing well. There was an evil incident last night. An interface for an online game appeared in our recommended location, which is the last to last position. There was a user who saw the game and clicked on it with the mouse. However, they found that there was no connection port. Who reported this to our customer service? After discovering this, the customer service also reported it step by step. Yesterday, the manager on duty found that the link icon was not signed with our company. He wanted to delete it. However, after being operated by the on-duty staff, he found that it could not be deleted. After I started working today, they reported it to me. I ordered my employees to clean it up, but it couldn't be deleted. What should we do? What? You are the head manager of the technical department. Can't all the technical personnel from your department solve it? The head leader put down the kettle in his hand. Turn your head to look at the technical manager who is entering the door. Let's take a look together. The mysterious icon in your mouth. What superpower is there? The manager took the lead and walked towards the technical department. The department manager looked and pushed this difficult problem to the top. I couldn't help but feel a few happy moments in my heart. Immediately follow the leader's footsteps towards your own technical skills. At this time, the technical department was surrounded by heads. Whether it's from the development department or the technical maintenance department. There are even some logistics department members who consider themselves to be very skilled. All lined up, it's my own trick. See if we can solve this long-standing problem. The game company they are in is amazing. Why are they much more powerful than those rogue software? Although those rogue software are difficult to clean, they can always be cleaned up. A guy who was watching the excitement around emitted a common voice from everyone. A few sharp-eyed guys saw the top boss of the company coming and quickly made way for their positions. The company CEO lay in front of the computer and glanced a few times. Is there no one in the company who can solve this problem? If it really doesn't work, turn off the server tonight and try restarting it. I don't believe our company can't solve this small matter. The CEO has issued the final solution. That is to shut down and restart the server. Some people watching the excitement. I heard that the boss has already provided a solution. Immediately scattered back in all directions. At around 11:50 in the evening, the company leader brought several managers related to this matter. And a few technical experts chatting in the office. Just wait for it to shut down and restart after 12 o'clock. At this time, there are also people in other companies paying attention to this matter. The news leaked out this morning. I don't know which guy secretly told his classmates about this. And his classmate once again spread the news in large numbers. So in many related fields of people. Many people have learned about this matter. It has become a story circulating on a small scale. At this time, the senior management of the company was not aware of the icon accident. It has become a concern in the industry, and everyone has clicked on their website pages. Everyone wants to see how they solve this magical link icon at midnight sharp. With the CEO's lifelong command, the security personnel turned off the server host on time and restarted it a few minutes later. As the computer screen slowly lights up, the quick-witted person is ready to see if this icon has been cleared. Damn it! Why is he still there? Even restarting the official server doesn't work. A quick-mouthed expression has already appeared. Let this guy say that the head of the technical department's face has turned black. He gave him a fierce glare. Bastard, wait. I'll give you some small shoes sooner or later. I dare to hit my face in front of so many people. The technical supervisor secretly swore in his heart. At this moment, there was no sound in the office. Everyone doesn't know what to do. I had to look at the head of the CEO, and there was nothing he could do about it. I am an administrative manager. The technology is simply not comparable to these guys. What can they do on their own about things that they can't solve? Wave your hand. Walk towards the conference room with a few qualified people. Let's talk about it. What exactly does this icon mean to us and what harm does it pose? Seeing everyone doing well, we immediately started asking questions. The technical supervisor is holding a ballpoint pen in his hand and spinning around. Don't show an awkward smile when you see the boss asking a question. Well, it hurts so much that we didn't notice it. It's just that this icon was posted without our permission. After his company was able to link and download it in the future, we won't be able to receive his fees. The technical supervisor replied awkwardly. Can't that really solve it? Look at those technical experts below who are bowing their heads in silence. Since there is no harm, let's hang up for now. Wait until their company sends out the contact address and phone number, and then contact them. Looking down, no one is speaking. The CEO walked out of the conference room first. The people below watched as the CEO left. Mutual awkward smiles. I also queued up to go back. And at this time, other relevant personnel who are paying attention to it. It has been half an hour since discovery. Their company's candy icon is firmly hanging at the last position on their recommendation page. Knowing that they couldn't solve it successfully, everyone picked up their phones and sent WeChat messages. Ask someone you know how to solve it. After this incident, many industry professionals have come to know about this candy icon. I have a better understanding of the 3 words, otherworld. While scratching his head here, our village chief Zhang is also scratching his head. The game icon has been sent out. How should one build their own website? Can't you just turn a bare map over there? Let's start with a game forum. Another landscape photo. What else should there be? I couldn't help but scratch my head. Should this game recruit some planners? I only know how to play games. Playing games with one's high school education is not acceptable. With his purple words, the system has started building the game's website. On the website, there are 3 words. Different worlds. There are 2 options on the left. Game forum and game photos. There are still no others. At this moment, a beep came from the ears of 100 game players. The game website has been established. All players are welcome to log in, I'll just say it. It's such a realistic game. It's the world's first full 3D simulation. How could it be so simple? The company hasn't started internal testing yet. Homeboy Su Daqiang muttered to himself while lying on his bed. Looking for Shuyuan www.zhaoshuyuan.com, Su Daqiang began to daydream about games that could take away his real objects. They were built by aliens, right? Are they invading Earth? I've been waiting for a while. Remembering that the game has already established a website. Immediately walk to the computer desk. Start searching for game websites by following the link on the screen in front of you. After waiting inside, I found out. There are only 2 options. Game forum and photos. And the photo is empty, with nothing left, so I can only click on the game forum to take a look. And now there are only a few people chatting on the forum. I am on the 1st floor. Please take a seat first, I'm on the 2nd floor. I just want to ask how many people have logged into the game. Is it fun? Has anyone been promoted to level 2? I'm on the 3rd floor. Let me answer you. After we entered the game, there was a big Gobi desert and a chubby village chief. There's nothing left, isn't there? It seems like this game hasn't started yet. We are the earliest testers. This game company is really impressive. The scenery in the Gobi desert is beautiful. The air, stones, sand, and distant trees all look real. The 4th floor is obviously someone who has entered the game. Is it really that powerful? It's a pity I can't get in. But it seems like there aren't many people in this game. The daily tasks kill me. After Su Daqiang entered this forum, he only silently peeked at the screen without speaking. I don't know what I'm thinking either. After everyone else has a system, it takes seconds for the sky, seconds for the earth, and seconds for the universe. He looked like he was hanging in the sky. And I'm really embarrassed. I was kicked out within 10 minutes of going online. I am still very happy in my heart. After all, there are 7 billion people on Earth. There are still so many people who have game systems. A chance worth tens of millions must be seized.